Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, overnight not too much happened. We are still in the same situation. Choppy price action to the downside. Remember, that is exactly what we want. We don't want price to drop too fast. We want actually a similar situation that we had here in May and June and April. I know it was a very, very boring time, and I know a lot of people are switching off during these times. But you want this sort of messy price structure to the downside here. Yeah, oops, wrong tool actually. We want that messy price structure. We want that overlapping, so-called messy action where, you get these unexpected moves up, unexpected move down, and without any, clear attempts to rally higher, but also no real attempts to break down. So just slow consolidation against the trend direction. Trend direction at the moment is up. And if we really see slow counter trend movements, then that really gives us a good understanding that this is just a correction. We have a very similar situation here on the in this structure here. And we had a 5-wave move up, and here the expected 3-wave move down. Someone already suggested this move down could be over. I have to say, well, of course it could be, okay? So this move down could be over, but I have no evidence for it, okay? So what you need to understand, we've got 5 waves up and 3 waves down. First of all, the 3 waves down so far are quite short compared to the length of the 5-wave move up. So it doesn't, at the moment, primarily would suggest to me that this correction is already over. I still see it go a little lower, primarily, okay? If we zoom out a little bit, we can see that Bitcoin has produced a 5-wave move up structure into the February highs, 3 waves down, 5 waves up, 3 waves down, 5 waves up, 3 waves down. This structure would ideally be the setup for a rally to $40,000 plus. The condition is that the support area is holding, and we're going to talk about that support area now when I zoom into the chart. By the way, we have an ascending trend line here on the chart. You can see the white ascending trend line. Bitcoin has already touched it a few times here in this entire uptrend since November 22, and it might do that again, and it would be somewhere around 27K, 27.2K, depending on when price is indeed coming down. Okay, so the idea would be that due to all these 1-2 setups, the next rally would be a 3rd wave, but it needs to hold the 78.6 retracement level and ideally also the trend line. But the key level for me as an Elliott Wave analyst is the 78.6 Fibonacci retracement here at 26,280. So if we now go to the 1-hour chart and zoom in a bit, so we see the structure of the June lows, and we see that 5-wave move to the upside was done. You can see that, let's see how long that actually took. I mean, again, Elliott Wave is always a price-based discipline, it's not time-based, but that took 28 days. The correction took so far only 14 days, so only half of it. I would assume that the correction will take as long as the rally to the upside or longer. Not always the case, but most of the time. Again, someone suggested the correction is already over because the comment was about, okay, the analysis or the correction typically takes place either over time or price, which is of course correct. In this case, the argument was that it happened over time. Well, I can't agree to that because the 5-wave move up ended here on the 13th of July. Surely alternatives are possible. We could place the wave 1 here. But this here is the best, in my opinion, way of doing it for some reasons, for various reasons, which I explained in previous videos. So the actual correction hasn't really had a lot of time, okay? So from that point of view, surely the correction could be over. I'm not saying it can't be because we already reached the trend reversal area. Whenever we reach these boxes, price can turn around at any time. However, the lower time frame wave count as well as price action doesn't really give us any proof that the overall correction is over. Yeah, even yesterday's small rally, if you want to call it like that, didn't even break our 29.6K level, the resistance that I highlighted in previous videos over the last few days, and got rejected actually. and the move down is very choppy. The move up was very choppy as well yesterday. So it still looks like we still have this wave 2 correction unfold. And I'm looking at this as an A wave done, the B wave done, and the C wave could be unfolding now. The C wave is a 5-wave move. And you can see here we have a 1-2 setup complete, and we are likely in the 3rd wave. Then there should be a 4th and a 5th wave. The only thing I changed yesterday, but I made you aware already, was that I changed this chart in a way where I had before the wave 3 here, the wave 4 here. The reason I had the wave 3 down there at the 24th of July low was because the 3rd wave reached the minimum expectation. Yeah, we had the target reached for wave 3. The wave 4 now, even though valid, okay, it never broke above the resistance I indicated to you. It still has now an overlap with wave 1. Now, okay, there are always ways to find a way around it, but nevertheless, it would be more likely, in my opinion, to count it like this with a high B wave of wave 3 because we're dealing with an ending diagonal. And yeah, this is, from my experience, the better way of doing it. You need to understand that also in this wave count, I would suggest either one more low or 2 more lows would happen. And next sort of, let's say, support cluster is around 28 to 28.4K. Yeah, we can specify that a bit further, 28.1 to 28.3. That's sort of where I would like to see this C wave go into. Then we should get a 4th wave correction. Once I have this, I will be able to give you more precisely a target here for wave 5. So at the moment, it seems to me that this correction will end somewhere around, well, between the 50% and the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement, so between 28,300 and 27,470. Again, I can give you a more precise wave count target as soon as I have the wave 4 top in place, but this is where I would suggest it will end. Doesn't necessarily need to go all the way to the 78.6 retracement. That would be quite a deep retracement. Okay, that's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.